Hello, hello. One sec. Hello, hello. Yeah, seems about right. Alright, let's just roll right into it, I guess. I'm very tired recently. Probably not eating right, which is not a surprise, I suppose. Ooh, that's not how you're supposed to do it. So anyways, check it out. I've been rewriting the project I've been working on. I took it, started rewriting it in C#, because why not? So let's get to it. And actually, I think I figured out the secret sauce onto how to make this kind of stuff work. Which is basically just try to use as much C# stuff as possible. And actually, because of that, I kind of learned a few things, like this. So you have delegates, which is how you handle Godot signals. And then you have events, which is how you handle, C#. We'll call them signals as well. Right, so if you're going from C# to C# script, you'll want to use events. If you're going from Godot to C#, you should use the signal. If you're going from C# to Godot, you also need to use signals, but that's, I guess that's more self-explanatory. The biggest thing is that you don't emit signals. You do this kind of signal and then you just invoke it, which is actually kind of neat. Actually, hold on. I'm noticing something. My little stream thing is kind of broken for some reason. Okay. Here we go. So yeah, this is what we have. Pretty much back where we started, but this time in C#, so that makes it 100% better. Probably, don't know. So let's get cracking on weapons, I guess. So these are entities. And as always, we just kind of slap everything into a big folder. Actually, I probably shouldn't do that. Yeah, you know what? Let's change it really quick. Right, it should be units player, blah, blah, blah. So we'll do units, units. So just kind of slap this over here. That's fine. Base unit, fine. Base unit text scene, fine. This one is also fine. So we should be able to open this. Nice. And then similarly, we'll follow the same folder structure for this. So entities, that's not right. We should do units here. We import, very good. Remove the entities folder. Everything should still work, and then I'm gonna have to go back in and change the namespaces inside of the C# files. Yeah, but everything still works, which is nice. So, let me see. Unit selector, no. Pretty much all of this stuff, right? So, base unit.cs. This actually needs to be entities units.cs. This one, units. It's a little tedious, but it's just how it is sometimes. Alright, so then this one actually needs to change as well. Right, and the reason why we're changing it is that yeah, the units are not the only type of entity. At least the way I'm organizing it, they're not the only type of entity. So entities, because you can also have, you know, weapon entities. You know, the idea is that all entities are just like present in game. Everything that's present in game that isn't like a container. Anything that's present in game that interacts with other objects, I consider that an entity. If it's just like a container for other things, then that's more of a screen. So yeah. Test it one more time just to make sure everything still works. You never know. Okay, nice. Okay, so go to entities. We'll have another one. Call it folder. Call it weapons. Not necessarily firearms, just weapons. Alright. So each one of these is probably just a sprite, right? I'll call it base weapon. Is that kind of how I did it for, yeah, that's how I did it for units as well. So this is just base unit. Go here. We should actually save these folders. So there's units. Move this up, but we're gonna save this in weapons. Attach a new script. It's going to be not a GD script, it's just going to be one of these, C#. Close this, because we don't want to be editing any of this stuff. In Godot. Alright, so this is now base weapon. Is attached to the appropriate stuff. Don't really need any of these. Oh, you know what? I should do this. We'll go to my name, Tim Yuan, app data, roaming, Godot, create a new script template for C#. Okay, so let's copy, paste, and then this will be called structured. Well, it's not really structured. Oh, thank you for the follow, Fragilities. I broke my rule of not calling out followers. Unless I really needed to. I'm a little out of it today. Don't really know why. But appreciate the support nevertheless. So structured, yeah. Let's see, how are we gonna do this? Class base, I wonder what values do I have access to inside of this, the script templates? Godot, script template. So what I want to do is actually kind of like auto-generate this namespace, just so that we aren't always in global namespace all the time. C# script, oh, there we go. Google knows me too well. Hey. Oh, I'm not downloading that. Alright, what things do I have? Can I just, is there a way to get like project name, indentation, string type, void return? Oh, there's no way to do script or like project name. Name of the new class used in C# only. Well, that's unfortunate. I thought there would be something here, but alas. Anyways, structured, let's do public, class, something like that, in true C# fashion. So you always have your first, you're just your default constructor. Something about the Java developer in me feels uncomfortable if I ever create a class that has no constructor. Oh, and that's not how you do it. This is how you do it. Anyways, I think that should be fine. Whenever we get back to it, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out if it actually works. So public override ready, and then we should also have public base weapon. Not really sure what else we. Oh, never mind. I 100% know what we need. We need just like the various statistics one of these can have. So this is protected. Protected float. I suppose fire rate. Is that what we want? Protected float fire rates. Don't initialize it. Protected float. Aim speed. Protected floats. What other things do we need? Not shot speed. I think the way I want to do the inheritance structure is that I'll make it abstract as well. The inheritance structure is there's two types of weapons that we'll have in this, right? You'll have hit scan weapons, which, if you're familiar with FPS shooters, or first-person shooters, if you're familiar with FPS games, most of them are generally like all hit scan, whereas I think like grenades you would consider to be more of a projectile weapon, so it actually has a real travel time. In general, right? Some games actually have guns, have travel time, like in Battlefield. I think it's been a little bit since I played Battlefield. But anyways, protected float. Namespace. This will be deployment sharp entities weapons. Hit him with one of these. There we go. I should probably have an enum, so I have something like that built out already. Yeah, unit group enum. Oh, actually, that's just a C# class. It's its own thing, which makes sense. You know what? Let's follow that same line of reasoning. So we'll just create like a new C# thing. So this is weapon type. Weapon. It's not really like a type, right? Because you can have. If you say weapon type, you more think of like this is a pistol, this is a assault rifle, this is a SMG, something like that. What would this be? This would be like weapon archetype. Archetype. C#. Oh baby. Just going with like the longest possible. The longest possible name. Oh, you know what? I've made a huge mistake. Where is it? App data roaming. Godot. You know what I have messed up? Is this. We should do using system here. So just basically just reorder it. Anyways, I like having system first. Anything that's built in goes first. And then any libraries after that go next, and then I separate out my own custom stuff. So it goes built in, third-party libraries, then my stuff. But you know, everyone has their own system for doing things. Namespace, deployment, sharp, entities, weapons. So this is public enum, weapon, archetype. Archetype. Is that how you spell archetype? Probably. Let's not worry about it too much. So how do you create enums again in C#? So there's none. Hit scan, projectile. Right. And then even if you have something like a whatchamacallit, melee weapon, you know, those can still fall under this kind of classification scheme. So I always include a none enum just so I kind of force myself to use a default, or force the default to be none, more or less. Right? And so we can explicitly handle, you know, me forgetting to set something somewhere. But melee weapons, more or less hit scan, right? Projectiles, like melee weapons might have a travel time. Well, that's more of like a thrown weapon than like if you have like a throw a knife or something. I don't know. That makes sense to me. Yeah. Let's see. I mean, that's good enough. Boom. Let's do protected. No. Protected weapon archetype enum. Weapon archetype. Yeah. And then these will all just have to be modified in the constructor of whatever inherits from base weapon. So let's create a new weapon. So we'll create a few categories, right? So we'll have melee. We'll have let's not go full Java with this. Let's not go full Java. I think I'll just have melee and not melee, aka ranged. So melee, the first one I can think of is unarmed.c#. Yeah, unarmed is my favorite weapon. And then since this is going to be in the same namespace, don't have to re-import. But, well, yeah, this will be in Melee, my favorite Smash game, etc., etc. Public class unarmed. There is no ready function. Oh, maybe there might be a ready function for some of these. Yeah, you could probably consider it a ready function. So unarmed, we'll do weapon. Oh, it needs to be inherit from base weapon. Well, I suppose unarmed is You know what? Let's do this. I said I wasn't gonna get any more more subclassified. So here's what I'm thinking, right? Is that should you have your base weapon and then should you have like a base melee weapon and then base ranged weapon? That seems like an unneeded complication. Let's just keep it like this right now. Weapon. Hey. Unarmed. So this should be weapon. RK type is equal to. Oh, that's not how you do it. This is public unarmed. Yeah. And then weapon archetype is equal to weapon archetype. It's Yen, I suppose. I suppose you could think of it like they're just punching them or something, or kicking them. And then nothing else. Right, so on override, we'll have a few things that we want to override. So here we go. Here's a good one, is that we'll have to have... Probably just have a position 2D. We'll flip these. Make scene root. This is now base weapon. And then this is now the sprite. Please. Stop freaking out. This is now a position 2D. Easy. And protected sprite. Just completely messed up the spelling there. Sprite. So all weapons will have a sprite, so that's easy to guarantee. Do sprite is equal to get node sprite, and it's just called sprite. So that should work for unarmed as well. That's fairly easy. Let's create another one. Clear this. Base weapon. Call this sprite. There we go. Let's call this pistol since I already have one of the... Or I guess the existing asset already uses a pistol looking thing. Pistol. Yeah, sure. Structured. Base weapon. Please. Oh no. Position 2D. Send me back. It's actually not what it inherits, but... Let's see. Let's open up pistol. This inherits from... Base weapon. Oh my god. Hold on. Namespace. Deployment sharp. Entities. Weapons. Ranged? What did I call it? It was, no. Ranged? Ranged. Alright. So I'm probably just gonna stick with creating scripts from VS Code. It's a little easier, if you can believe that. Weapon arcade type is equal to also a hit scan weapon. Very nice. So no textures by default. However, if we do ignore this, ignore the beef. Assets, we'll go to weapons. Let's just copy and paste all of these into our C# project. Weapons, boom. Import stuff is mostly all the same. Look at that. And we can can just give this sprite a texture, load assets, give this a save here. Weapons.png. Yeah, so there's our just ginormous pistol. So animation, I believe it's 8.6. Yeah. There we go. There you have it. And so the reason why I did it like this, right? So we have kind of a position 2D and then our sprite, which is a child of that position, is that it makes it really easy to do offsets. Or I guess just like, you can think of it like doing animations. Makes it a bit easier. Since you don't have to pay attention to the original transform. Because this will be your, I guess, your origin position. So as long as you never move your origin, you can move your sprite around as much as you want. Whereas if you just had the sprites, right, and then you wanted to offset it slightly, you would always have to keep that initial offset in mind. Whereas now, you don't have to. So it's just a node-based way of maintaining your offsets. Anyways, weapon mounts. Oh, since I've decided to go with this kind of different, well, no, we still need the weapon mounts, right? Yeah, because your player needs to know how to find the weapon. So we could just have it be a reference, but it's a bit cleaner to just have another node in the scene tree. Keep track of that. Base weapon. This is just going to be the unarmed weapon, which is not so much a weapon as it is the lack of a weapon. Look at that. It's beautiful. So unarmed. Switch these back to spaces. Actually, in C#, do you use tabs or spaces? C#, tabs, or spaces? Sure, software. What is this? InsaneLab.com. Some people like tabs, some people like spaces. I prefer spaces, I don't know. I think it's because I've always used spaces. But everyone's saying use tabs because you can configure the tab. I think it's something that doesn't really matter unless you're doing a white space based language like Python. Or, you know, God forbid, YAML. Each base weapon, I think each base weapon should also have an animation player. Because why not, you know? Protected. Animation player. Alright, that's pretty easy. Animation player is equal to get node animation player. Wow, who would have guessed? Animation player. Alright, so we do this all on the base weapon, and then everything just inherits from that. Let's give each player an unarmed weapon. And we can start thinking about the API we want to give them. Okay. So each one of these, since they inherit from, you know, the base scripts. I wonder. Hold on. what if I do this? Let's delete this really quick. We'll go to weapons, range, and then if I just give it a pistol, and you can be able to see the pistol, right? And oh, that's ugly. Hold on. Go here. We'll add a remote transform. Remote transform to D. Assign it to the weapon mount. And so that it displays behind. No. Hey. Hold on. We do Z index behind. Hello. Hello. Maybe make it two behind. What is this? Z index 2. Am I crazy? Isn't this how this works, right? So you do remote transform, you grab this, and then it... You can think of it like, it kind of pushes the... everything there under the... Basically, it's like you have modified the position in the scene tree. Am I dumb? If I close player unit, open it back up. No. Let me see. Z index. A node with a higher Z index will display in front of others. So there's 3. This one, also 3. 5. Oh, does it only grab the the one Z index? I wonder. So undo this. Just undo this completely. So if I grab the pistol. Hey. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is this not how this works? Isn't this how this works? No? You know what? Instead of faffing about with this, what if we just undo this. Get rid of the remote transform, actually. And then just move the weapon mount up here. Yeah, okay, that's a lot easier. So just have the weapon mount display before the sprite. And the sprite doesn't have any weird Z index shenanigans going on. Yeah. Anyways, sprite, move it forward a little bit. Basically like that. I wonder if I should redraw that so it's like you're facing like you're actually top down instead of like pseudo 2D, pseudo 3D. Okay, so let's open up our recent documents. Weapons. Look at that. So we're going to redraw this really quick. I like to think this is probably not that bad, but we're going to... Just going to grab everything here. And then just undo. Look at that. So lines. Let me see. I believe the brush size is just 4. Nope. Completely wrong. Is it 7? It is 7. Alright. So let's do, what do pistols look like? They kind of look like this. from the top. Just a big rectangle. Yeah, that's more or less it, right? That's the line. So detail is that you have your ejection port probably on the other side, I would assume. Boom. Boom. Sight posts. Which is really close to your ejection port, apparently. Front sights, rear sights, and we'll add color to it. AKA just color it in very carefully. Yeah, that's careful enough. Let's grab this color, smush it, boom. Yeah, that's not bad. Oh, and then I also have to have this detail, of course. How did I do this? 1, 2, 3. It's basically a Glock, I don't know. Save. Export. Browse. Dev, this is in deployment sharp. Let's go to assets, weapons, pixel. Actually, no, this is the, save as, hold on, save as. So it's in deployment sharp, available here, assets, weapons, weapons.pixel, share replaces, see if I care. Let's save, overwrite, there we go. Yeah, more or less correct. Right. So now we have our base pistol. It looks like I actually need to move this down a little bit. So I think it's a bit too high. So let's very carefully move all layers. Yeah, very carefully move this down a little bit. Very carefully move these down a little bit. Very carefully just move the lines down a little bit. Alright, now we just need to adjust all the necessary things. Alright, the color. Oh boy. Oh boy. Did I just miss part of this when I was coloring this in? How's that happen? Alright, export, overwrite. Look at that, re-import. Yeah! And so now player unit. Yeah, like that. So you'll have your rest animation and then you'll always have your idle animation. I think all weapons should just have an idle animation. I won't define what the idle animation is, but it is just nice to have. So for this one, we'll do idle animation is equal to basically one of these, right? So we'll do frame 0. And then also mess with the transform, aka the position, right? So we'll do, yeah, let's just save the position, I suppose. So it will loop, actually. Oh, do these use the same value for all of them? Oh. It's interesting. That's probably not what we want. You know what? Let's remove this. Delete the animation. So now we only have the reset track. Remove this. So yeah, so let's not create it on the base animation. Let's just create it on each of the related things, right? So we do this. This shouldn't have the animation, this will. Yeah. Okay, so that means that we do need to create an animation per weapon, and then we'll potentially null pointer, but that's fine. I ain't scared no null pointer. I welcome it. That's not true. Null pointers are scary. Okay, so I mean that's our... Yeah? Yeah? That's it. Just like I remembered it. Or just how I remember it. Yeah. And then on ready we can also do animation. Player. Play. Idle. So let's have this be a public const idle animation. Oh, that's not how you do it. That's the GD script way of doing it, and or Python way of doing it. No more magic strings unless it's completely necessary to use a magic string. But I think it makes more sense to, use a constant string for your animations, since you'll probably be toggling between each animation, right? And of course, on this abstract class, this will break on unarmed, because unarmed does not have an idle animation. But we can add one really quick, just to maintain compatibility. Let's do new, idle, and it doesn't do anything. Okay, cool. So, we go back to here. Letter rip. Building solution, amazing. Takes a little bit. Oh, did we crash? Script inherits. Oh, did I not? What? Wait. Wait. Hold on. What was that? Ooh. Script inherits from native type position 2D, so it cannot be instanced an object of type sprite. Huh? Wait, what? What? What's this script? Oh, wait. Huh? What happened? Wait, what? I don't really know what they are. What? Script inherit is something broken. Base weapon. What? Oh, it's this one, the initial thing. So slap this into here. Yeah. So it's just an actual editor thing. And then it doesn't rotate with the unit, but that's fine. Okay, now this is where we can do body remote transform 2D, assign it to the weapon mount. Okay, cool. Actually, we can move it back a little bit. Oh, actually, this is gonna break it. Hold on. Alright, don't try to move the animation player, try to move this. So yeah, we'll call this a nice balmy 100. Something like this. Right. Then we load it in. So, yeah. Yeah, that's neat. The gun is really big though, but I think it helps with readability, I suppose. That's my excuse. You know, you don't really need to see the unit, you just need to see the weapon. And then we'll have just, I think this probably makes sense, this methodology of just doing boom, 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 4 weapons per row, and then we have 6 rows total. So 4 times 6 is 24 weapons. I think that's plenty. So this will be some sort of public virtual void attack, or we'll call it attack at position. Some sort of vector 2 global position. Right. And then we'll hit it with a game manager. Well, no, we'll just do a throw not implemented exception. Name of attack at position. Easy. Wait, what is your problem? Oh, throw new. Sorry. Throw new not implemented exception. And then, I mean, that's it. There's your exception. Okay. And then inside of a base unit, each base unit should have a few things in it. So these are all the connections linked up to each node. So you can have detection, so on-body detection entered, and then exited. There's the attack timer. All right. Let's do a public virtual void. Or do we want to do it bool? Yeah, probably a bool actually, right? Public virtual void. No, wait. Public virtual bool. Attack at position. So it's going to be pretty much the same logic for both, except the biggest difference is that you don't call this directly. Your unit calls base weapon, whereas the player just instructs the unit to attack at position, and then it passes it on to the weapon. You know what? This should also be a bool. Well, I don't know. So my thinking here with making this a bool is that if it returns false, then that means that your unit cannot attack at that position and should try to keep maneuvering until it can, right? Whereas your weapon, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Yeah. I think that makes sense. Anyways, this will just be a throw new, not implemented exception. Well, actually, a lot of units can use the same logic. So let's do this. Return true. So how do we want to do this? So virtual means that you, I guess, are encouraged to override it. However, I guess not everything needs to override it, right? Public virtual bool. So this should be... I need like a ray cast. Okay. So here's what we'll do. Or is it possible for me to do just generate a raycast via code? I believe it is, right? Yeah, we can do something like it's a raycast shape. No, is it just called a ray shape? Ray shape. Yeah, ray shape for 2D collisions. Ray is not really a collision body. Instead, it tries to separate itself from whatever is touching its far endpoint. It's often useful for characters. Oh, I know. Let's start typing. We'll figure it out along the way. Equals new ray shape 2D. Who would have guessed? And here's my thinking here: is that your units like intersect shape. Or no, is it physics 2D shape query? I believe this can take a ray shape, right? So a ray shape is a shape 2D. A rectangle shape is presumably a shape 2D, yeah. So ray shape, I'm just gonna type them all here for now, and then I'll move it up to the top later. Physics 2D shape query parameters. World query is equal to, I think it's get world 2D direct space state. Right. Hey, what's your problem? Cannot, oh, these are the query parameters. Hold on. New physics 2D query parameters. Right. And then this is physics 2D direct space state world space, and I'm just kind of copying whatever I had here in my unit selector, but that uses a rectangle shape, not a ray shape. So world 2D direct space state. So that's all the things we need. World query dot set shape. Yeah. Set the shape 2D that will be used for collision and intersection queries. So that will be our array shape 2D. Phenomenal. Oh, and you know what? We'll need a few things, actually. So array shape 2D dot, what do you got? What do you got? Length. Is length a vector too? No. Slips on slope. What does that mean? What? Hold on. Look at your class whatever. So your get length. Hey. What does shape 2D have? Custom solver bias? No. How do I change your rotation? Or is that... is it just assumed it's going to be facing right? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? I'm also kind of realizing that we shouldn't be doing this here. We should be doing this on the weapon, right? Yeah. So I suppose these both of these should be returning bools. Huh. I'm just trying to think. What's the best way of doing this? So if you have a unit. They're looking at something. Do you want to raycast from the unit or from the weapon? Please don't break. So that'd be unit. Do you want to raycast from the weapon or from the unit? Right, because if you raycast from the weapon, you can define a range, and then that's all encapsulated within the weapon. Whereas, if you raycast from the unit, they might still be out of range, right? And so they'll have to move forward. So you'll need to do several checks. You'll have to check, one, do they have line of sight, and two, is their weapon in range? Whereas if you just raycast from the weapon, already knows its own range and can also set its raycast pretty much immediately, or at initialization, right? I suppose a player could too as well, but it's pretty much the same idea. So that's the upside to doing it that way. I think, yeah, you know what? I've convinced myself. Let's put it on the weapon. Especially since I have the weapons all kinds of set up like this, so they always have an anchor point, and then the anchor point will never change. It's only the sprite that changes. So you don't have to worry about your raycast, like, your raycast, I guess, being off center. Yeah. The content of the file is newer. What? What happened? Overwrite. What's going on? Alright, so base weapon. You know what? Let's just go on to base weapon. You know what? Yeah, let's just add a recast. I mean, that's the easiest way. Boom. Call it 50 sideways. Well, call it 100. Why not? It's the easiest. You know what? I hope this doesn't break the animation when I change this. Did it break the animation? No, I don't think it did. Nice. Yes, but now we have our raycast 2D. Doesn't matter where in the scene tree it exists. And then we can do protected raycast 2D, which is just your raycast. Oh, thank you for the auto caps. I like how the editor did that for me. Just gonna go back and change it right after I pressed enter. I was like, wait a minute, that's wrong. Cast 2D. Alright, so I haven't changed any of these names. Okay, and then based on the range, so we'll do fire rate, aim speed, weapon archetype should actually probably be higher up. So that's a little more, I guess, standard, right? Fire rate, we'll do protected, float range, and then based on the whatever you define the range to be, we will, we'll do the, I guess, expected stuff. What am I talking about? Whatever you define the range to be, will also set your raycast to be that. Yeah. So, let's do base constructor. Yeah, your base range will be 100F, right? And then in ready, we'll do raycast dot what is it called? Cast 2 x is equal to... I actually don't think you can do that. Yeah. How unfortunate. Cast2 is a vector 2, so then we'll just need to create a new vector 2. Vector 2, range 0f, like that. Okay. So range, fire rate, aim speed. So this is the only one that really applies to the raycast. Yeah, so let's just have a default implementation on all of these. So that's your default range. Actually, you know what? Let's set the default range to 200, I guess. And we're just kind of hard coding it here, but that's fine. I believe these don't actually... Yeah, I believe these don't like transfer over. So I'll need to do this, like public pistol. Yeah, let's do this. Do weapon archetype is equal to weapon archetype none. Pistol will need to have a range, and we'll do... Actually, do I need to do that? Right, since it's just settable in the editor, we can have a range if we want. Yeah, so we can override the range if necessary, but otherwise try to just do it in the editor, since, you know, that's a visual and it makes more sense to look at it like that. Yeah. You know what? I've convinced myself. Let's not have a range attribute. So we'll do if range is not null. If range is not null, then actually set it. Right? So you can Oh, floats can never be null, right? It'll just be the default value is not 0. Yeah. What is the default value for a float? C# float default value 0. Okay. Yeah. So value types cannot be null, right? I remember now. But if you don't set it, then we'll do this ready stuff. Yeah. So we can set it here in the script, but really, like, you should try not to set it in the script. You should try to set it in the editor. I'm trying to convince myself of the logic, which is why I keep saying it over and over again. Alright. So that's the range on that. And then we'll do attack at position. It'll be like a raycast dot is colliding. If raycast is colliding, right? So this is returns whether any object is intersecting with the ray's vector, considering the vector's length. What other things do we have inside of raycast 2D? Raycast 2D. I don't think I need to force an update unless the range changes, right? Yeah. So this is just is get collider, right? Yeah, so it's null if nothing, so I should just do a null check really quick, just as a courtesy. Force raycast update. Updates the collision information for the ray, uses method to update the collision information immediately, instead of waiting for the next physics process call. For example, if the ray or the parent has changed state. Enabled is not required for this to work. Wait, what? Oh wait, also I just realized I need to do that. So all of these are now enabled by default. Yay, raycasts. So if raycast is colliding, and then if I feel like this should be a bool as well. So some sort of bool and return true. Or okay, if not raycast is colliding, then return false. Right? So let me add some documentation for myself. God, I really like writing documentation. Summary. To attack a given global position. I mean, that's it, right? It's like returns true if returns true if an attack was made. Is that how you do it? Is it returns or return? Returns. Yeah. Yeah, so if raycast is colliding, then return false. And then I wonder. So player units or base units have, I guess, an archetype, or not an archetype, but a unit group associated with them. Huh. Just thinking. Protected virtual bool is valid target. Unit group A. Hold on. So we need to use using deployment sharp entities units, yeah, and then we can do unit group enum group. So this is, we'll call this here, right? So we have access to the collider, and then we do if not is valid target raycast get collider some sort of object, and then we can just assume it's also a node. Get collider. Oh my god. Get groups. Get groups in array. Probably don't want to do that. Now I'm thinking about it. We probably just want to pass a reference to the node here. So this would be some sort of node. So this is the collider. What am I doing? If not is valid target, and that will be some sort of node, raycast, get collider. I'm pretty sure you can always guarantee that that's going to be some sort of node, since it has to be present in the scene tree for you to be able to collide. For this one, we'll throw like not implemented exception. Name of is valid target. Oh wait, this is on the base weapon. Oh, that's tough actually. Okay, I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Goal position, and then this will be unit, group enum, target, group. So if not raycast, node raycast, get collider dot is in group, oh no, target group 2 string. Oh, that's a horribly ugly if statement. There's so many parentheses. And also, it's impossible to call from GD script as well. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Yeah, that's fine. It's probably a bit slower to do it this way, right? Instead of just caching or storing the string on the base unit. Who knows, right? Player unit, when you construct it, we get the unit group. I should probably cache it, but But yeah, here we check to see if the collider is in the target group, right? And that kind of corresponds to our base unit. So our base unit will attack at position, and then here we'll have update this to use a weapon. So this will be some sort of base weapon. Easy. Deployment sharp. Using deployment sharp. Entities, weapons. Like that. So then this is right. We can take out this to do. Wasn't there something else I needed to update as well? Oh, it's here. So this is some sort of base weapon. And so the script doesn't really care. C# doesn't care about, the actual implementation class, right? Because I'm storing pretty much everything else, all the fields I need to access on the superclass, the parent class. Whereas these kind of downcasts, or it's not downcast, but just these children that inherit from base weapon, they just kind of modify the stats and stuff. There's not really any additional logic. So they modify the stats, then they modify the actual scene representation in Godot, right? I'm still trying to wrap my head around doing all of this in C#, right? So it's like if you're doing C# to GD scripts, you need to use signals, and vice versa. But if you're doing C# to C#, you need to use events. And I'm trying to keep that in my head as well. It is actually it's really neat. And also, right, in GD scripts, you can only access a script if it's been loaded into the scene somewhere. Whereas, or if it's loaded into the scene somewhere, or if it's available as just like a static class. Whereas in C#, you can just access the class and then, well, that's kind of how GDScript works as well, but that's kind of how GDScript works as well. But GDScript, usually, you can assume if it's not loaded in, you cannot access it. Whereas in C#, you can just kind of access it because everything is just kind of loaded in as long as you have the correct imports. Which which I sometimes forget. Because that's not really how any of the languages I write for work. That's not really how those work. Alright, so base weapon. Actually, that's pretty much it, right? That's kind of that logic. Attack at position, and then oh, there's like protected, float, power. That's not how you spell power. Power. All these are floats. So if you can attack, we can just assume that you just will deal damage, but you really should be overriding this. You know what? Let's do this. Protected. Cool. Is raycast colliding. And actually, you don't need to have this, right? Yeah, actually, attack at position. This is really just like attack, right? Since the raycast doesn't change, it's your unit that kind of swivels around and then aims the weapon. So then the only thing the weapon needs to check is the group, right? Yeah. I feel like my programming abilities are not doing too well. Not doing too well today. It's probably like one of the first streams in a while where I'm not sipping on anything. Well, I guess I was drinking an energy drink before this since I was very tired. Feeling a lot better now though, but brain is clearly not firing on all cylinders. Is raycast colliding with target group? So this is if not one of these. Boom, return false. That's pretty easy. And then in your pistol instance, let's modify this now. So we'll do public override bool attack. You're not gonna give me, please give me autocomplete. No autocomplete, dude. Unit. Hey? Am I crazy? Aren't these... Shouldn't I have access to this, or is that... No. No, I shouldn't have access to this. Because this is a completely separate class, or at least... yeah. I'm still in this namespace. I don't have access to this namespace, even though I'm inheriting from base weapon. That makes sense. Public override a bool. So we can do, I don't know, we'll just call base attack. Target group. I think that just makes sense. If base attack target group, or if not base attack target group, then just return false, easy. I'm not sure if that's bad programming practice or not. Alright. So here, you know what? We should do... I do need to split these up between hit scan weapons and projectile weapons. Or do I? So projectiles will have kind of like a visible tracer, you can think of it like that. Yeah, whereas projectiles will just have like the kind of impact marks, right? So there's your base weapon. We'll call this, what are we gonna call it? We're gonna call it hit scan weapon. Boom. Just kind of throw this out into the base directory, and then this is going to be projectile weapon. So also just in the base directory, but this is the big difference, is that hit scan weapons will just have an area 2D attached to them. Area 2D, and then this needs to be some sort of collision shape 2D. With some sort of circle shape attached to it, right? I'll call it about yay big, I don't know. Oh no. Okay. Pistol. Okay, so I'm gonna lose a lot of data for pistol, but that's fine. Ranged pistol, overwrite. That's fine. Ooh. Seems to be a bit confused. I would be too, honestly. Sure, save. Save. Okay. Let's open up pistol again. Modify the sprite. It's going to be one of these assets. Boom, weapons. We're just using the same asset for everything because I'm lazy. So it's 8, 6. Looks like that. Has an idle animation. We set to here. One of these. One of these. We'll loop. We're gonna move it slightly. Or you know, we're gonna move it down here slightly. I think that's fine. Where are we in terms of the track? So 0. Something like that. We'll call it 0.9. Right? It's a bit weird. A bit weird. You know what? Let's just make it 1. Delete this one. Just kind of move this. We'll just pretend that they're kind of right-handed, I suppose. You know, let's move it slightly over here. That's not how you do that. Okay, and then we can also mess with the easing, so we'll do like an in-out. Yeah, there we go. Neat. So now we have an area 2D attached to our weapon, more or less. Not attached to the raycast 2D. So let's go back to... Alright, we're slowly... We're becoming the ultimate... Just... We're object-oriented hell that all Java developers love. Possibly also C# developers, but I'm not too up to date on trends in C#. So this is hit scan weapon.cs. You know, we'll do our usual thing and just kind of slap it onto the hit scan weapon. Boom. So this is load that. Seems good. Pistol. We'll need to inherit from. Oh, actually we can't. Not yet. Using system. Using Godot namespace deployment sharp entities weapons. Yeah, it's just weapons, right? Public class hit scan weapon, which inherits from the base weapon. Yeah, I think I mentioned this earlier. I was like, oh, should I make it inherit from the like, should I have hit scan weapons and projectile weapons inherit from base weapons and then have all other weapons inherit from those? And I convinced myself not to, but look at me now. Just an absolute moron. Hit scan weapon. I've now made it harder for myself, actually. Okay. So, this is what we should be doing. This should be public override void ready. So we definitely want to call base ready on this, right? And then so we'll call all of this stuff easy. Actually, do we want to call base ready on this? Is this how this works? If I just do like area 2D protected area 2D area 2D, right? So I know in GD script you have an implicit call to like the super implementation of ready. I'm not sure if that's how it works in C#. I'm pretty sure that's not. Well, I know for sure that's not how it works in regular C#, but I don't know if that's how that works in Godot C#. So I'm a little hesitant. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. If everything breaks, then we know it doesn't work. So we'll do area 2D. It's equal to get node area 2D. And guess what? It's called area 2D. And that's really it, right? Yeah. That's about it. I don't know. The easiest way to see if this works is to do a print. I don't know, just animation player. It doesn't really matter. Alright, so that's pistol. Pistol needs to grab hit scan weapon. We don't call ready because that's implicit, but now I need to see, does this work or is this going to give me an error? Ooh, please don't crash. Null. Very good. Okay, cool. So that's not actually how that works. Good to know you. Okay, so that's actually one point where I like C# a lot more than GD script. Is that you need to explicitly call the ready function, whereas in GD script you don't have a choice. It always works like this. Please don't open any. I wish there was a way to like only open GD script stuff in Godot, but you really only have the option to, all or nothing basically. At least the last time I checked. Let me see. External editor. Where is it? I've seen it before. External. Yeah, use external editor. You really only have an all or nothing option in order to define, do you want to use the built-in editor or do you want to use an external editor? I would have to think that wouldn't be too bad to implement, but I would have to look at the source. As always, it sounds like something that's really easy, just filter for GD script files. Everything else can go to the external, but I'm not sure. I should probably look into that one of these days. You know what? Let's make a really quick detour, and we'll look at the Godot source. I do have this the source code actually available on my machine right now, but it's a bit heavy to open, if you can believe that. Okay, so doesn't really look like any of these. Editor, I'm pretty sure it's probably in editor. I'm a liar, I have no idea. Is it editor settings? Just in editor settings. Oh baby. Oh, this is auto load. Hold on. Settings. Plugin settings. Oh, just regular settings. Very good. I wonder if this is easy to do. Although I'm actually not able to compile a mono build myself. I tried to. I can only compile just regular Godot builds. So you know what? A lot of this stuff is probably in the header file, right? Where they just define all the variables. So we do... Oh, probably not. Huh. No, these are all just functions. Oh, you know what? I recognize some of these. I recognize some of these. Resource path settings directory. Just reading really quickly. Nope, doesn't look like it. I don't know. I think I would have to ask someone. Like, hey, where are like editor settings modified from? Or what? Where's the data store for all the editor settings? Because it'd be really cool if you could do something like this. You know, use external editor or use external editor, you know, for everything or just for, you know, C# files, right? Because I think I would rather do all my GD script editing in Godot, so I don't really have to dirty my, you know, external editor, my VS Code settings with GD script. And I make it sound like GD script is like, don't want to touch that. I actually like GD script. I had the itch to use C#. So we do base ready, and then pistol, we'll just use whatever this ready function is, I believe. So let's hit it with a build, give it a little bit. We should see 2 print statements that say, you know, something like animation player, animation player. Yeah, there we go. It's a bit weird how they're on the same animation though. I wonder, are you able to slow down an animation player? Is that a thing you can do? So can I... Oh, yeah, you can. You can adjust the playback speed. So I wonder. Can you do something like for idle, right? If I add a track, like a call method track, but then you would need to be able to call something on. Okay, I see. So the idea there was that in the idle track, I would call some sort of method to randomize the playback speed of the animation player. But only for the idle animation. Otherwise, just use like the standard one-time speed. Right? I think that would be pretty neat. So that, you know, your units aren't all on the same cycle, which sounds really gross, but you know, trust me, it makes sense. So here we go. We can just delay the start by a little bit, I suppose. So if we do get tree, or I don't think you can yield. Can you yield here? No. How do you, what's the C# equivalent of yield? So we'll do Godot C#. Godot C# basics. Or no, differences to GD scripts. So where's my yield? No yielding. Oh no, there is something about yielding. Something similar to GD scripts yield with a single parameter can be achieved with C#'s yield keyword. Oh, this is... Huh? Oh. Interesting. Okay, I thought this is the new GD script syntax, and I was really mind flooded for a little bit. Because this is the new GD script syntax. Which I guess is just C# syntax. Neat. Alright, so we'll do this part last. We can do await. Hey, what are you doing? Await. Await to signal? To signal. Returns a new signal awaiter. Get tree creates timer. Okay. So this is where it gets spicy. How do I create a random number in C#? C# creates random float. Generates random float. Best way to generate a random float. What's the fastest way actually? No craze values. Distributed. Random next double. Hey. Uniform. I don't really care about this, but oh no. What is this? Random. Hey. Any reason not to use random next double? How do I import random? Is random just available to me? RNG. Is there just an RNG class? Hello? Random. Oh, it is. Okay, random. Random. No? Alright, hold on. So in Game Manager, this is also my favorite part about using something like this, right? So that you can have static variables and you set it equal to itself. Very nice. And then you only have the one getter. So let's do public static random number. So is this pseudo random numbers? Public static random RNG is equal to get RNG. So we do RNG is equal to new random, I guess. Is that how you do it? And then random RNG next double. Yeah, probably next double, right? Returns a random floating point number that is greater than or equal to. Okay, yeah, and then we can just cast to a float. It's not bad. Alright, so here we'll just do create timer, game manager, no. Game manager, no. Game manager, Oh, I need to import utils. Using deployment sharp utils, and then we'll grab the game manager. RNG. Next, double. As a float, something like that, right? Is this how this works? No? 2 signal, timeout. Right? No? Hello? What is your problem? A wait operator can only be used within an async method. Ooh, actually, no, we don't want to do that at all. Alright, what is C#'s yield keyword? Okay, yes, please give me this. Following example has a yield return statement that's inside a for loop. Each iteration of the for each statement body in the main method creates a call to the power iterator function. Each call to the iterator function proceeds to the next execution of what? What? Each call to the iterator function proceeds to the next execution. Huh? I'm very confused. What the heck does that mean? Is this like a Python yield? Is that... What? Huh? I think that's a Python yield? It's not really like a GD script style yield. That's what it feels like to me. What? Okay, well, let's just do this. Do private. And what this needs is an async method. Consider marking this method with an async modifier and then changing its return type to task. Async task, hey, task, hey, task, hey, what? Excuse me? Return type to task. How does this work? C# async. Oh wait, yes. Please give me the programming concepts. Okay. I'm not sure why that's all in green. Which one of these? Async task. Static async task. Don't block, await instead. Do I need to import something? How do I import task? I'm begging you. System threading tasks. There we go. I'm not sure if I want to do that. Using would probably be better just to, I guess, just yield. Or you know what we can do is just attach a script to... What if we just attach a script to what's it called? Each animation player, and then just like randomly delay it. And then we don't even need to use random, or we shouldn't use random. We should now use random number generator. Since we want to access this from Godot now. So if I go into base weapon, Yeah. And then we'll just delay it a little bit. Warning, having the scripts be the same as a built-in type. Fit name be the same as a built-in type is usually not desired. What if we just, yeah, what if we do, boom, boom, boom. Okay. We'll make this a GD script thingy. We'll call it animation delay. And actually, what's my other GD script thing? Is it just, did I call it, did I properly name it? I forget if I did. No, it's named somewhat improperly, but that's fine. We do this, and we do, if we move the animation player play thing to the animation player node, that means that we can no longer modify the behavior anymore, but that's fine. Yeah, we just get rid of this. Move that logic to here. Animation player delay. And then we'll do game manager, RNG. I think I can just do that. Random float. Rand float. What is it called? Random number generator. Rand F range. Rand F range. F range. And hold on. We'll do yield. Get tree. Create timer for this amount of time. Timeout. So we'll create a rand F range from 0 to 1 inclusive. And then we'll play the animation. Play idle. Something like that. I wonder if this is gonna work. I feel like it might. Look at this unholy abomination of both C# and GD scripts. Please work. It just broke. Just not gonna play, huh? That's cool. Very cool. Okay, so what if I just comment this out? Does it work now? I wonder why it has to build the solution every time. Maybe that's just how JIT works? Don't know. Interesting. So these should have inherited that. Oh, they didn't. Oh. Why didn't they inherit? So we look at pistol. No, it's not on this anymore. Base weapon. Should be there, but it's not. Hit scan weapon inherits from this. Pistol does not inherit from there. Oh, it's because it's in a different directory. So we go up, just add this to here. Right, and now this should just play no matter what. Right, so now they should be synced. Yeah, so now they're synced. We do this. So we're just combining GD script and C#. This doesn't feel great, but now they're at least off sync, I suppose. Yeah. Ooh, don't do that. Okay, cool. You know what? We can move this down to just like utils, because that is what it is, right? It's just like a random util. this here. And you know what? Let's also change the name of this. Anything in GDScript, I feel like it should try to follow the GDScript naming conventions. He says as he tries to wipe away the shame of following the C# naming convention. So debug UI has a debug UI.gd thing, right? Very easy. And we can also have just a hotkey on this. Let's do this really quick. Unhandled input events. This is some sort of input event. Void return if event is action pressed. What is the tab button called? I can also press. Oh yeah, let's just make it home. I don't know. We'll do debug UI. We'll do panel container. Let's just already var the panel container as well. Why not? Panel container is equal to panel container. Wow. Amazing. So panel visible is equal to not panel dot visible. So this is just the debug UI I like to put into all my projects. So now when I press the home key, I can hide and unhide. Okay. So also on base units, I'm actually gonna attach that script that we just kind of slapped together. Animation player delay. So everything will have this script run really quickly. Oh, you know what? Can we do self dot script self set script equals null. So basically just unload the script so we don't have it attached anymore. Is that how that works? Or is it gonna freak out? I wonder if that worked. I'm not sure if that worked or not. I'm not sure, but I think are these, what I'm trying to do is I want to unsync these, right? So I can clearly see that the weapons are not in sync, but it looks like each unit is still synced up. Oh, hello, Knock. How are you? Oh, not a duck. Yeah, I think I rolled pretty well. Managed to get the duck first try. So player units, animation player, base units. So having a lot of fun just doing this mixed C# and GD scripts. And you know what? I think I'm actually a fan of C# and GD script. I think the only downside is that the binary is going to be bigger, but that's not really a concern for me. So it's a game. Yeah, the concern is mostly for people who make mobile games or like web games, right? Because I did confirm, well, I didn't confirm, but I read online that there is a web export. So if you are doing like a web game, it is helpful to be able to have a smaller file size. So, and of course that is the deployment platform of the future as well, right? Who needs to write OS specific code when you can use the ultimate virtual machine of all, Google Chrome? Yeah, I figured out how to do C# correctly, so now everything just works more or less. So when you're calling C# code from C# code, you want to use events. But when you're going from C# to GDScript and GDScript to C#, you want to use signals instead. And so you have this, which is my classic log message thing. So it's both emits a signal and then also invokes an event. How neat. So once I got that into my head, everything started to make sense. So, oh baby. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to offset the animation players for pretty much everything. Right, so right now you can kind of see that the weapons are offset, but it looks like the unit animations are not offset, which is a bit weird. Although it is possible that it's like it's just not offsetting them enough. Which would be fair. That would be fair. So let me see. Ooh, don't do that. Yeah, so here we also have this. So this is my delay script that I'll just attach to all animation players. So we delay by some random amount, calling the C# game manager, and then just trusting that Godot will know what to do with it. And then we also just yeet the script after it's done, since this is the only thing it does. And we can do an export var delay time. Some sort of float, and we'll set it equal to 1. Right, and the reason for doing this is that we can go to base unit and change this to like 2, right? And so right now we have this animation on the base unit that looks like so. I think that's what's messing it up, is that it just doesn't delay enough. So, I think that's the problem. Please, I just want to offset the animation so they're not on the same track. Although I can't tell if they're offset or not. Player unit. This is 2. Can you reverse animations? Oh, I can, yeah. Yeah. So there's also playback options. But I feel like I don't... Oh, you know what? That's probably fair. We can also just randomize that. So we'll yield for a random amount of time, and then we'll also basically flip a coin. So if game manager RNG rand I range 0 to 1 is equal to 1, we'll do self dot speed. Speed. What is it called? Playback speed. That might help a bit too when you have more units. You can also add emote animations. I don't know what you call them. Oh, like idle, like specific, like idle animations. I know what you're talking about. I'm probably not gonna do that. If only because I think once you start moving units around. Oh, you know what? Once you start moving units around, then they, yeah, you're probably right. I do need emote animations. So they randomly do it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, so they do like a random thing, like they'll sit down on the ground or something. I don't know. You know what? That's probably true. So this is probably already a bit too much. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Or what if I do... Yeah, maybe hold off until you have more of the game. Yeah, that's probably true. I didn't think it all the way through. Since it's hard to say, right? Yeah. Well, the thing I just thought of, right, is that once once I implement just, regular moving animations, if I ever have any, right? Once they go into their moving animation and then they stop, then then they'll just all be on the same cycle once again. So it doesn't matter. Well, think about it. I think the start, it's just nice to have it. Maybe. You know what? This is a dumb idea. Let's just get rid of it for now. Let's just get rid of it for now. I think pistol, yeah, pistol also needs to get rid of it. So that's currently unused. Let's just delete it. It's tactical, right? How many units are you gonna have? Probably just 4. I think 4. 4 is a good amount, maybe 6 max. How many of the same unit? So the idea, the plan is that you'll have, I guess most units are named, I suppose. You'll have generic, I guess, critters. So like human units will be more or less all unique, which means that you'll have like a group of, I guess, a rotating 6 in your party, but maybe like 10 units total. So you have to fight the other ones. But then you'll have generic critters. So you'll be commanding 4 to 6, mostly fighting critters plus occasional other human unit who will probably survive or something. If they're unique, maybe don't worry about it. Yeah, that's probably true, yeah. I got too flooded when I was doing a lot of this code. That's okay, we're back now. We're back. We'll attack is raycast colliding, so we'll always call the super. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but we're doing it. Return false. How much C# code do you have? Pretty much everything is in C#. Look at this. Oh geez. I've decided to go with like deep inheritance trees for the weapons. And then all of the utils are also just in C#. Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool workflow once you figure it out though, right? So then I have the debug UI is written with GD scripts, and it listens for the C# events, aka and or signal. There's nothing to really log right now though, but it works. Tell me honestly, is C# better than GD scripts? I think C#. I think once you're working with a lot of data, I think C# is better. I think for quick scripts, GD script is better because, you know, it has script in the name. It's what you're doing with it, which I think makes the biggest difference. Yeah, but I think, yeah, I think if we're talking in general, C# is better. In general, C# is better. Because also, I just found this out like a few minutes ago, or I suppose half an hour ago. Where is it? Here, in GDScript 1.0, the ready function is it also calls the super ready function implicitly, whereas in C# you need to explicitly call this ready function, which is a plus in my books. That's probably one of the things I hated most about GDScript is the implicit ready function. Explicit over implicit, yes. That's changing in GDScript 2.0, which is nice. Yeah. So I think the primary benefits, I think, of GDScript over C#, from what I can tell right now, is 1, binary size, which is not a problem in my case, and 2, GDScript is definitely a lot quicker, because you don't have to define types, I suppose, or there's just less things to type. Like, you don't need to worry about access modifiers. I suppose you don't need to worry about access modifiers in C# either, but that's just how I do it. Otherwise, it feels like I'm doing something wrong. And then also, you don't have to worry about imports, whereas in C# you do. Anyways, attack. let's see. So pistol is a hit scan weapon. Pistol also has access to hit scan weapon. Yeah, and I suppose also, Knock, to your credit, I have decided not to just make everything into a property. Although I do still use the get set thing if I do need to make something public. But now I just do everything as a field and just assume all fields are private, which just makes things a lot easier. So congratulations, I've been converted. It's not a victory, but I'll take it. That's okay. I mean, you can kind of see the syntax I went with here, right? So you have your game manager, and then it's just the getter, no setter. So, yeah. Otherwise, it's just a lot of bloat for not a lot of benefit. Especially since a lot of these are meant to be private fields anyways. There's no reason to query them if you don't have to. Or there's no reason to expose the field if you don't have to. Alright, so this will be... To be honest, what I want for... What... Yeah, oh, it's a paragraph, I got mine flooded. What I want is for you and every coder really to do things for reasons they understand. It really annoys me when people do things just because that's how things are done. I don't know. I mean, that is kind of like how I feel about a lot of things, though. It's just like usually there's a good reason why. You just don't need to know the reason why. That's how you know I've fully accepted the Stockholm Syndrome of a lot of process. I see your POV, but that's just not how engineering should be. Well, otherwise, you would need to understand more of the program, right? You would need to understand more of the process, but I don't really care about too much of the process. You know, I kind of trust that someone else has already figured out the correct way. And if not, at least it kind of insulates me against any blowback. Right? So I don't, like, if something is just more secure, and you tell me, like, this is the more secure way, therefore you should do it, I'm like, alright. I don't really have too much of an opinion, and also I don't have too much background into it. Like, I could research the more secure way and come back to you, but... Reflect on your arguments as well. I disagree, but I get your point. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, but you know, you just gotta remember I come from the perspective of someone who works with a lot of red tape. So it's easier just to go with the flow. That's how I see it. Because I'm not willing to expose myself to legal blowback. So this one is going to be, we have access to an area 2D, so if you can attack base weapon, base, wait, pistol, base weapon, attack is raycast colliding, yes. So raycast colliding handles line of sight for me. So, and that's encapsulated here. So then all we need to do now is move our area 2D to the target position. I suppose I've never worked in an environment like that. Likely true. Likely true. Like, I don't know, like, you know, going back to like talking about work stuff, right? When I'm writing Golang at work, like, I'm pretty much just re-implementing a lot of libraries from scratch. Not because I want to, but because it's too hard to pull in libraries from GitHub, which is where a lot of Go packages are stored, unfortunately. And so when you're pulling things from pretty much anywhere besides, you know, the client's internal repositories, you have to go through a security scan. And so it's like, it's not worth it. I might as well just re-implement it. Oh, hello, Motiak. Hey, Duckman, you have to help me. Okay, well, it depends. What do you need help with? Is it your love life? Because nothing can save that. I apologize. This needs to change, actually. Attack. So we need to have an attack position. So this is... I'll make it so I can change your avatar eventually. I just need to get around to it. I do need to rewrite large parts of the stream tool, though. Alright, so this needs to change. Kind of waiting for the next part of Motyak's message. I'm interested. I wish I had more time. I'd implement it myself. I feel you, man. It feels bad. It's a tough life. In theory, it's not hard, right? Since I feel like all I do is code these days. That's the exact opposite of how I feel. Which is why I like streaming nowadays. Lockdown again? Yeah, dude. We're also on lockdown again. Neighbors next to me just had a lockdown party. I don't understand why people have lockdown parties. I feel like it goes against the spirit of the lockdown. But you know, what can you do? Oh geez, look at that. Just a wall of text. I'm trying to find a way to order hex codes as the wavelength spectrum from violet to red. I've tried converting RGB to HSL, then to LAB to calculate the delta E between two colors, but the result looks wrong. I don't know, have you considered Googling it? I don't really know how hex codes work. But you know, off the top of my head, if you just modify one part of a hex code, doesn't it move you across the spectrum in one way? I'm not sure if that made sense at all. But if you do, you know, if you have FFF, and we do like 0, doesn't it just move you slightly across, and then you can just kind of parse the hex code like that? I don't know. That's my naive assumption, is that you could probably just do something like this, so you can parse line by line like one of these, or number by number. Yes, hex codes are garbage. That's why I converted them to HSL. Hex codes are RGB, so no, that won't work. Okay, I don't know. I don't know much about hex codes. You're talking to the wrong person if you want help like this. I don't know. I feel like that might work. I don't know. How does RGB work? I only vaguely understand colors. So, like, color theory, not my strong suit. So we have global position. So if this is all true, then we can do area 2D dot global position is equal to this global position, or the given global position, right? Hey, overwrite. I use the delta, some sort of function from the color math pi library, but it's gonna be the wrong result. I wonder if that would work. Wait, are you talking about my solution where you just parse it hex by hex? Yeah, color. Yeah, I don't know, Python? I'm familiar with Python. I'm just not familiar with colors, man. I don't know. Couldn't you just do like we can Google order hex codes by spectrum. Ooh. probably not any of these. Or couldn't you do like a color ramp Python? How do you create a color gradient and then you can, well, that's not really what you want, right? Actually, right, isn't that kind of what you want? So you want a gradient, more or less. You're ordering them, and then you just need to plug in every single color that you care about. Something like that. And so, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of how you would think about pixel art, is color ramping. But that's just me. So area 2D global position is equal to this global position, and then we can query that area 2D just like on demand. So area 2D, we'll do yeah, we can force and overlaps body. For performance reasons. Okay, and then if we do area 2D, yeah, okay, so we can turn this off. Hit scan weapon doesn't have this enabled. It's also not input pickable. Oh, okay. Let's take a look. Hopefully it's not something weird. Sequence of 6-digit numbers that I want to interpret as hex code as colors and sort them so that it makes a gradient from violet to red. Sort hex codes by color? I don't know. Python. Sort hex codes by color. Sort colors in Python. Tutorial point. The incredibly challenging task is sorting colors. This looks promising. I don't know if I should be looking at this in the stream. Is this copyrighted? I don't know. Did you follow this? Color sorting spelled in the British way with the U in it. I mean, this looks pretty good. What is colors? Colors is some sort of random number. Hello. Oh, wow. Look at that. It gave you a duck when you just shouted duck into chat. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Hello, Philippe Ratu. I'll give you a jump. Everyone bounces a little bit. See you later, Doc. I'll be here for a little bit. Yeah, I'm not sure how to sort colors though. So I'm not. There's a lot of stuff. That's the difference. Yeah, I don't know. Sorting colors. I don't know. I mean, all of this looks pretty good. I haven't tried it, so I can't tell you. You know what? Actually, a lot of these don't look right. This looks right. This looks right. This also looks right. More or less, right? And then you would just need to, I guess, investigate the, yeah, like this one, yeah. Or this one, yeah. And then if they're too dark, you can just move them to one part of the spectrum, I guess. Right? I don't know. Whatever this algorithm is giving you, I think that's what you want to follow. Not yet. I think Motiak? Your name kind of exposes how bad my accent is. since I don't pronounce the T, and I also don't pronounce the K usually. So I would just say like matyak, matyak, with a hard stop on both syllables. Alright, so area 2D, goal position. We want this to, I guess, not be monitoring. But then we can force a collision check. I think that's the approach. So overlaps body. Oh, actually, no. We have to do get overlapping bodies. Yeah, so if I turn off monitoring, but leave collision on, and then call this function get overlapping bodies. So we can do Godot, collections, array. And this is going to be an array of physics body 2Ds, which is going to be collisions. Yeah. Area 2D. Get overlapping bodies. It's Mao type. Mao type. I think. Mao type. I'm not familiar. Is that just kidding. Okay. Well, you know, don't wanna ruffle any feathers, you know. Oh, you know what? This is not gonna work because I need to yield. I need to yield until the next physics step. Just kidding. Oof, I got. You got me. Let me see. Will this... I think I do need to yield twice, which is unfortunate. Yeah. Alright, so we do using system. Is it threading? Tasks? And then I do... It's not overwriting anymore if I do that though. Because I'm pretty sure this will not work. This will only work on the, I guess, the last physics step. So I'll need to wait a few frames in order to... There's an easy way to do this. Let me think. There's an easy way to do this. I'm thinking. So the way I want to damage to work is that you damage other units, but units do not check for their own damage, if that makes sense, right? Because when you're doing these kind of collision checks, or these kind of damage checks, you only want to go in one direction. Otherwise, you'll sometimes double count a collision, right? Which is making this difficult. Because I need to wait. I need to wait a little bit. I need to wait a little bit. What if I go back to hit scan weapon? And we do a protected... Or no, we do system threading. Using system threading tasks. Then we have a protected async task. Was it check for collision? or handle collision. Handle collision, right? Yeah. Protected async task handle collision. Huh. That's tough, right? Because I'm pretty sure this will not work, right? If I look at my really, really old code. By the way, I'm not going to be able to help you with your color thing. This doesn't really. I don't know too much about. It's like, what the heck is HSL? The only thing that reminds me of is like high-level shader language, HLSL. But I don't know what HSL is. RGB to hex color? What? It's just wild. Is this like, this is like a programming assignment, it sounds like? I'm assuming that you would still be in school if you're doing things like this. Let me see. Protected async handle collision. So this would be await get tree. Oh no, what the heck? This would be to signal get tree. Physics frame. Is that what it's called? Await to signal physics frame. And then I would just have to, I guess just deal damage. Yeah, so we can do handle collision like that. Something like that. What is this? Because this call is not awaited, execution of the current method continues before the call is completed. Consider applying the await operator to the result of the call. Hey. I don't think you can do that, yeah. Yeah, I think this is fine. It's a bit weird, but we only want to do this, where we await the next physics frame and then apply damage to whatever entity that we're looking at. So we'll have a function on our base unit. The attack at position also needs to be filled out. This is probably just going to be like weapon attack. Actually, yeah, weapon dot attack global position, and then unit group enum none, I guess. And then this one is public void receive damage. And this would be like a float damage. We can. I'm not gonna overload it, but we'll see. Maybe I will overload it. Public void receive damage, right? And here we go. This is where we start getting spicy. Is we have our area 2D. We can then do area 2D. Is colliding? No? What is it called? What did I call it? I was just looking at it. Okay, it's called for each. Physics body 2Ds. Physics body 2D. PB in area 2D. Get overlapping bodies, right? So that's the idea, is that we move our area 2D to the global position. We then wait 1 frame, and then we just assume that we're able to attack properly, since we did move our area. And then we have to wait 1 physics frame to allow the physics process to update, because I don't think you can just force this to recalculate. Unless you can, I'm not sure. Is there a way to force this to recalculate? Or force this to... Let me see. Collision objects. No, this is not it. Godot, force, physics, update. Yes, that's what I want. When does... Oh, okay, someone had the same problem as me. Look at that. Oh, it's by Mrs. Popular streamer, and making that game about... the first-person shooter game about looking at... or playing with your organs. Something about that. So there's no answer, which is really cool. Big fan of this name though. It's just the F-bomb. And then there is no workaround. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see. Get overlapping areas. That's what I'm trying to do. If you are working with rectangular areas, then maybe using the rect 2D. Oh. I'm pretty sure this is wrong, by the way. But what if I do this? So instead of having a area 2D, I actually use the same kind of idea as here. So with my unit selector, I have I store the world space, and I have a world query, and I also have a world transform and a selection rectangle. Right? And then here's the idea, is that I just resize. Well, I won't be creating a selection rectangle anymore. I'll be creating a selection circle. Selection circle. So we'll have protected, like a circle shape. Oh my god, it's called a circle shape. So circle. So this is hit scan the circle. Right. So we'll have a hit scan circle, which is a circle shape. We'll create a new one, of course. So hit scan circle is equal to a new circle shape 2D. And then we'll just need to update the various parameters on it every single time. Yeah. That's a bit tough. And then just don't use the area 2D anymore. Yeah. So we're not going to use this. We're just going to query the physics space directly. Yeah. Now you're thinking. It's a lot less visual, but I think this will work. The only problem is that I cannot visualize how big it is. So I wonder if it's still worth it just to have like a circle shape visible. Or what if I just draw the circle shape during debug? I think that might be nice, right? Might be nice. So we have our circle shape. Then you have a few options that you can tweak, but we're not going to tweak it right now. Let's see. Sorry, I received a ping from work. Had to let myself get distracted as it goes. So we have protected, circle shape, hit scan, circle, only accessible from here. These don't exist anymore. I do need to do this. Yeah, I believe that's the syntax. So we'll call the hit scan weapon constructor, right? This doesn't do anything. Hit scan weapon constructor, which means that we'll have circle shape instantiated. And then protected. Like shape size? I don't know what they call it. Just it's the size of the thing. When do I resize the selection vect? The extent. It's a vector 2. Actually, how does this work? Oh, this is a vector 2 as well. Oh, that's why that works. Hold on. What does the circle shape have? Let me look inside. It has a radius. Oh. So this is protected, float, hit scan radius. Right. I think it should be possible to modify this as well. So let's do public float hit scan radius, and just get set. Easy. Hit scan radius is equal to, I don't know, but what's a good default? Well, actually it's just 0 if you don't do anything with it, so that's fine. And we can export this var as well. And hold on, if we go here, player unit, recompile everything. It's like I'm relearning how to use Godot, it's bizarre. Yeah, look at that, hit scan radius is now accessible via Godot. Not really sure why you would want to change it like that, but we're doing it. Hit scan radius is equal to probably like 10 or something, right? No, not 10. Probably 10. You know what? Probably 10 is probably correct. How big is this detection area? Oh, never mind. 100. So I can check how big this is, right? So if I just add a collision shape to it, it doesn't really go anywhere, but it's just for illustrative purposes. So if we do 100, actually, you know what? Yeah, 100's probably pretty good. Get out of here. So 100, not bad. And then in ready, we'll do this. We'll do hit scan circle is equal to hit scan dot radius is equal to hit scan radius. Amazing. Phenomenal. This one doesn't have a ready, but ready is always called after the constructor, which is nice in C# that you have both to work with. So we do hit scan radius, and then in ready, we then set the appropriate radius, the appropriate size for your collision shape. And then here, we'll need to have a few more things. Oh, you know what? Let's not export it. Let's just do everything via code. Well, yeah, let's do everything via code. I'm not a huge fan of mixing the two. Especially when they're so linked to the code, if that makes any sense. So these are our collision shapes, and now we'll have protected, physics, direct space state, world space, world star, physics, 2D, query parameters, which is just the world query, and then protected, transform, 2D, world query, transform. So we'll need to do a few things. I think that looks pretty good. World query needs to be set to a new physics shape. Physics 2D shape. Query parameters. World query dot set shape is equal to hit scan circle. World query transform is equal to basically a transform 2D 0, 0. You can't just set it to a new instance of transform 2D, otherwise you'll be missing part of your transform. Because I think an empty transform 2D is actually has null values for both of its, or all of its, transform related stuff. So you need to use the identity, which zeroes everything out. Which, it makes sense. It makes sense once you know how it actually works. So we have the ready function. So we need to do this in ready 100%. So we set the radius, and then we also do world space is equal to get world 2D direct space state. So we have a few things. Actually, pretty much everything that has a weapon will have a reference to direct space state, which feels a bit weird, but that's fine. Public override void exit tree. Also need to do this. Very important. Don't know what else we're doing in exit tree, so let's just keep that base call. We'll do world space call deferred free. I wonder if it's possible to unreference that, but I don't know. Or I wonder, it doesn't actually do anything right now, so we can just try it. Will it break once I close it? Will I receive errors once I try to close the program? So, I mean, that looks pretty good. No errors! Yay! Okay. And also, did we leak any memory? That's also very important. We did not. That's good. And then if I did not have this line here, I think we would leak memory. I'm pretty sure. So let's wait for it. Click on close. Did we leak? No? I don't really know what happened. let's just keep that here and pretend like I knew what I was pretend like I knew what I was doing. Okay. So we have all the relevant stuff here. Attack. World query transform. Let's see. Is equal to, I guess it's just global position, right? Dot origin is equal to global position, and then we do world query dot transform is equal to world query transform. Nice. Yeah. And we'll just do kind of a naive for each. Godot collections dictionary. I in world space intersect shape a world query. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this is pretty much all the same logic as here, so we can just copy and paste. If unit is null, so we try to cast whatever the collider is as a base unit. If that's not possible, then we collide with something that is not a unit. Whereas if we use the other type of casting, which looks like this, right? I think that one throws an exception, which is good in some cases where you want to fail fast. However, in this one, I have no idea what we're going to be colliding with, so we do need to be null safe here. So, if unit is in group, target group, then unit receive damage power. I think this works. Probably. I think this is fine, right? And actually, this can be moved back to pretty much all... Yeah, actually, this is pretty good, right? This doesn't use any of the specific pistol stuff. The pistol pretty much only defines its hit scan radius. So actually we can do this. So drop back. Or we're not really dropping back, we're actually dropping up a level. So this is using deployment sharp entities units. Hello. Does the game already work? So that's what I'm building out right now. This is the 4th iteration. So I've rewritten this 1, 2, 3. Well, this is the 5th iteration actually. I've rewritten this game 5 times over the years, only because I just hate the way I structure it every single time. So usually I write this all in GD scripts. I was feeling like I wanted to do C# though, so this is what we have. Oh baby. So, does it work? No, there's nothing to shoot at right now. But we're just building out the kind of structure. And I think previously when I did this in GD scripts, I used kind of a hack in order to like pull for hit scans. Whereas now I think I'm able to, you know, dynamically generate a hit scan whenever I want, which is nice. I think I've solved it, not entirely sure. What I can do here is I can generate an enemy unit, and then we'll see if it works. So that'll be exciting. Let's see. So we'll go to a unit, a base unit. We'll call this one enemy. Save it, create folder, enemy. This is the, oh, this is not the enemy, this is the enemy unit, and everything will inherit from enemy unit. You just draw a line out of the gun, collide with enemies. So it's not even like a line, it's just I generate a circle. So I'm already doing a raycast. And so if something is in the way, then we just assume it does not hit. Right, so the logic goes, a raycast is generated from the gun. If the gun is not able to see the targets, then we return false, and then the units will try to maneuver into place. I've written that logic before, so I'm not worried about it. And then if it can see it, then we just push a circle over over the position. And then everything that is, you know, everything that is within the circle will receive an instance of damage. So I'm kind of thinking about this from like a, I guess almost like a Red Alert perspective, right? And if you ever played Red Alert, whenever your units shoot, they always shoot multiple bullets at once, which I've always thought was kind of weird when they're shooting multiple units at once. But when the graphic clearly shows that they're hitting multiple units, but only one unit takes damage. Anyways, I mean, I can show off what I had previously. I think my third rewrite was the farthest I got, but that was also like the most spaghetti I've ever written. And that was a few years ago. Actually, no, that was about a year ago. I think I've learned a lot, right? Like I wrote this thing. So I think a lot of I learned a lot from doing this program, which is also open source, by the way, if you're interested in whatever that stuff is. Yeah, we can show that off if you want to see it. Yeah, show? All right, well, we'll show it. So deployment strategy, RERX. So my GitHub is linked in my description. It's available as OpenCPageGD. Oh, geez. I'm pretty sure this is not the one that we want to be looking at. Test combat screen? Man, I don't remember anything about this. That's how long ago this was. And also my stream monitor chat on my current streaming computer is frozen. Oh, actually this is the wrong one. Whatever. Look at this. I think, I don't remember, that doesn't work, yeah, okay. Let's run this. I think this one actually has music on it. No? So you have multiple units, all with different stats. You can talk to whatever, oh, very good, it broke. I haven't touched this code in forever. So, like, a lot of the code is actually the same. Like, I reuse the same camera logic for everything now because it's pretty good. And you have a little debug log in the right. This uses about the same logic. Well, no, the logic is the same where you do a raycast to see if you can hit. And then I use a kind of weird hack to move a area 2D into position. Wait a few frames and then pull for input. And then this also had a dialogue system, which I can kind of show off here. I'm not an artist, by the way. And so this had like a kind of looping dialogue system that could also call functions from GDScript directly, which was really robust. And also really hard to, I guess, work with. How's the duck program called? Wouldn't have guessed that. Yeah, the duck program, I mean, if you want to look at it, it's just here. OpenCPageGD. Works with all kinds of 3D models, also works with VRM models. Let me see if I can show that off. If you're interested in that, check this out. Alright, please don't break while I'm showing it off, please. You know, the classic demo curse. Whenever you're showing something off, it always breaks. Alright, please don't break. It might break. Oh, no, we're not broken. Our neck is just broken, but that's expected. Check this out. I'm now an anime girl. Hello. How are you? This is my favorite part. Oh, I did drop some frames though when I was when I was loading it. Hello. Ah. Yeah. I think, oh yeah, because of the a recent change, the eyes are actually like, they move properly, but now it's kind of hard to see when I'm looking somewhere else. Because they no longer will turn infinitely. I didn't see that the duck was you, I thought it was on auto. Oh no. This is actually a face tracker. I wrote the face tracker, you can check it out. It's just here in the background. Look at that. It's amazing. Yeah, but I'm gonna load back in the old model now. Or no, we can keep like this. Yeah, program is free. It utilizes OpenCFace though. I did not write OpenCFace. I just wrote the Godot, I guess, receiver. The models are online as well. So this is the... So this anime girl is the reference model for VRM files. So that one's free, more or less. I think it's free with attribution. The duck doesn't really have a script, but you can just, or it doesn't have a license, but you can just assume it's MIT license for now. I need to get around to actually attaching a real license to it. But yeah, I made the duck, and that's just like the default model. So if you have a Windows computer, I think it should be fine. I think something is somewhat wrong. No? With my stream tool. I also made this stream tool, by the way. I made everything that you see on screen, more or less, besides Godot. So we can jump people, etc. It's not like the stream avatars thing, which I've seen people talk about, but I don't have that installed. Well, okay. I did not make the browser either. I did compile a version of Godot earlier, but not this one. But the little people walking around, or the little ducks, it's a 1 in 7 chance to roll some sort of avatar. So just everyone has been extraordinarily lucky to roll ducks. Anyways, got distracted. Thanks for the follow, Myros. Appreciated. Have a bunch of other, I guess, things you can jump into below as well, but really I'm just here to farm GitHub stars. Because occasionally, or oftentimes, I will open source a lot of my code. Pretty much everything I work on stream is open source. Not this one though. This is one of the few programs that is not open source I worked on. I thought the duck was default and it's a premium. Nah. I mean, you just gotta find the model and then, you know, load it into the program. You know, VRM models, any rigged GLTF model, or GLB, not GLTF. It has to be a GLB model. Any model that has bones will work. So actually, check this out, right? As long as we're getting distracted, let's get really distracted. So let's see. Go here, go into Documents, Blender, Work. Where's my tank? Yeah. Look at this. So we have a tank. The textures didn't load in right, but that's because it's using pixel textures. Do turret, apply properties. And look at that. It now tracks with the... It's now tracking my face. So any model that has bones in it, you can track. So, I mean... And I think this one actually looks pretty good because I think I did the bones kind of weird on this model. So, how neat. We'll load back in the duck. Where is it? Dev. And since it's open source, you know, you can do whatever you want with it. And also, you know, compile your own versions if you want to create your own custom stuff. That's kind of what the duck is an example of. It's custom files. So it handles blinking, that's custom, it has custom expressions. Whatever. Anyways, this stuff, you know what? We need something like weapon impacts, right? So new, just really high definition. Let's create weapon impacts. So it's yellow, open source or FOSS. It's FOSS. So, I mean the license is MIT. So, and it is just available. So, I don't usually use MIT license anymore. I usually use Apache 2, which is a little harder to read, but has a bit more protections for myself. But, you know how it goes. Let's see. So these are like bullet impacts. That's the idea. So I just use this one for pretty much everything until I get around to doing real art. I do have a drawing tablet, but I'm not very good at drawing in the first place. I use that most... Oh, I know that license. I've seen that one, but that's not... I don't think that's one of the recommended ones to use, because it's... I don't remember if it's open source friendly. I try to stick with the usual ones that provide the most legal protection for myself as well. Alright, so this is impacts. Call it impacts.pixel. Save it here. Boom. Go back to Godot, let it re-import. Okay. Alright, this is now the hard part, is that hit scan weapons. Huh. Do what the frick you want to do, public license. Yeah. I'm not... Like the the reason why I do a lot of open source is I need like an online portfolio, so it has to be presentable. Because I told this story before, but I was interviewing for a lot of companies, I guess about a year and a half ago, and you know I had just a few open source projects on my GitHub, almost no stars, and then one of the questions I got was like, why did you put this on your resume if you don't have like any stars? And I'm like, oh, what are you talking about? It's like, we went through your repositories, but like doesn't look like anyone's like seen them. I'm like, what? What do you mean? I don't understand why the star count is important. I thought this is just a portfolio. And yeah, so turns out recruiters are looking. Recruiters also don't know what they're talking about, but gotta be presentable. And so that's why I, started streaming and also working on open source stuff. It's protected. guess sprite impact. The impact sprites. So we'll do. Let's see. Hit scan weapon. We'll do this. If they would know what they're talking about, they would most likely do a job instead of interviewing. Yeah, instead of doing recruiter stuff, they would do actual jobs. Well, I think if you're good at doing like businessy stuff, right? If you're good at talking, good at whatever, I think it's actually a better gig. That's actually kind of what I do for a living, actually. I'm a software consultant. I'm not like a real consultant, I guess. Well, yeah, I'm a software consultant. I'm not like a consultant in the traditional aspects, so not like a management consultant who does mostly just advisory or audits or whatever. You know, do a lot of specialty software, mostly in software infrastructure as code, and then do a lot of change management along with that. So that's kind of my actual job. And recently, it's mostly just been a lot of talking. So, you know, do I get paid to program? Sometimes. Would I make more just as like a regular programmer? Probably not. Although I do wish I did a lot more programming rather than talking. But, you know, it is nice to just sit on a meeting and not have to do anything. And be like, yeah, sounds good. I agree. I love it. So let's see. We'll do a protected override. Yeah, let's do a protected override. Protected virtual void load impact sprite. So the intention is that in like any of these, I'll have to just, or like I'll call this in my ready function, right? Yeah. Load impact sprite. Boom. And the ready function, don't need to do anything with that. It's called automatically by Godot. So let's see. Protected, override, whatever. So, this one is called impact. No, hold on. We'll do impact is equal to get node sprite, and this is just called impact. Very nice. And here we'll do impact is equal to, or impact dot. Oh no. Oh no. Actually, no. Right? It doesn't make a difference. I feel like I'm overthinking this. I think that's the thing. So we'll rebuild our C# solution. Wait for it, it takes a little bit. There we go, impact. So hit scan weapon, we can just throw this texture on there. So we'll go to assets, weapons, impacts. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Right. And since it's more or less an animation, so 8 across, 6 down, and then not visible. And then we can just blink it in and out of existence whenever we attack, right? Is that what we want to do? Oh no, we can do an animation player. Yeah, I guess. Oh, we'll need a second animation player. Impact animation. Right, so you have just like the regular animation player that handles your weapon kind of like wiggling. So we'll do animation player. Play idle. And we can just guarantee that this will always play, otherwise it'll throw an error, which is good. So you should fail fast. Let's just wait for it. Yeah, there we go. Have a debug console, blah blah blah. There's no enemies just yet. This is the enemy units. We're going to do this. We'll just make it kind of red. And also add them to the enemy group. Like so. Let's create a new script for them. Okay, it's a new file. This is enemy unit.cs. This is using system, using Godot, namespace, deployment sharp, entities, enemy, public class, enemy unit, and this is the kind of the base class for all enemy units. Right, so base unit is just the abstract class, contains most of the stuff I care about, but it's also pretty good. Enemy unit, constructor, empty constructor for now. There's nothing in it. I guess besides the unit group, which is important. Unit group. What? Oh, I'm not inheriting. Right. So inherits from base unit. Units.enemy. Right. So then unit group is equal to unit group enum enemy. There we go. Let's see. Hit scan weapon. Yeah. So you drop you into here. Enemy unit. You can be here. They can all detect each other. It's a fun time. Enemy unit does not have a weapon right now. I should probably change that. So like if the unit does not have a weapon set, they will just load in a default, right? So let's see. I feel like I did that somewhere. Oh, I did that here. Weapon equals load. Oh. Load. Hey. GD. Load. Okay, let's wait on that. Let's give him unarmed for now. Melee unarmed. Copy path. I just kind of slap this into here. Oh. Dot. How do I create from a resource? Cannot implicitly convert type. Let's see. What do I have on this? So this is easy if I was in GD script. I know how to do this. Is it just instance? Instantiate? No. So this is a resource. Okay, so how do you do this in C#? I know how to do this in GD script. C#, API differences, loading. Give me preload as it works in GD script is not available in C#. Use GD load instead. C# is easy. Well, C# is easy. using C# and Godot is a bit harder. Unless you know how to do it. I'm a Java programmer mostly. I learned Python as my first language, Java professionally, and now I do Golang and Groovy at work. And I've written a few modules. Well, I haven't written a few modules. I've made a few modifications to Godot, and that's a C++. But you know, manual memory management is scary. I'm mostly a C# programmer, but only since a year. It's fair enough. Yeah, I think C# and Java they're kind of like the blandest languages. They're the most normal. That's what I would consider them as, right? That's like your baseline programming language. You kind of base how simple or how hard something is based off of how far they differ from Java or C#. How do I instantiate a resource? Hey, I know how to. What are the gotchas? See. So I'm loading it in. It gives you a resource. And then usually you would just do oh, do I need to cast it to a packed scene and then I need to create it? Oh. That's bizarre. Packed scene. No, do I not have access to packed scene? Oh, I do. Dot instance. Base weapon. Oh, that is so gross. I hate that. I hate that. So, look at that. We're getting real lispy in here. Real Lisp hours. I like the idea of writing a Lisp. I've written a Lisp in Godot before, actually. You can search it. It's available on my GitHub as GD Lisp. More or less works. I did port it over to Godot 4 as well. So that was a fun stress test. Pack scene. Yeah, I think that'll work. So if I just do this, we'll build it really quick. And then just see how it feels. Okay. I didn't press play, I just pressed build. Sometimes I forget. Ah, okay. That's good. Not implemented exception. Base unit. Oh, it's this part. Okay. So enemy unit, we need to go into player unit, and I'll just copy all of these over. So my favorite exception is the not implemented exception. Oh, not here. To prevent myself from, using default behavior and then wondering why something didn't work. So what that error was is here we have several connections. So on body entered, on body exited, and then on attack timer timeouts. And then I have all of these just throw exceptions because I never want you to use the default. Because there is not really a default to use, right? And so I'd rather throw an error than try to like chug past. Okay, but now it's not working. Huh? What is this? Base unit. Yeah, that makes sense. Deployment sharp. Not sure where it's pulling some of these from, but okay. we can find it. Is it this one? Is it this one? Unhandled exception. Not implemented exception. Yes. Base unit 174. That doesn't make a lot of sense. 174. So on body, public virtual void, public override void. Hey. What? I am overriding it though, right? Is this not a... Yeah, this is an enemy unit. Oh, I forgot to change this script. Phenomenal. Absolute genius. Let's see. Okay, cool. So working as expected. And so, now we can start writing the logic for, you know, shooting stuff. A lot of setup all for this. And I had something here. I was just referencing one of my other projects. So let's see. It's units. Is it player? Is it player unit? No, it's just the base unit as well. So I am copying, but I did write this code, so I don't think that counts as copying. It's more of a, it's a reference. It's a reference. We're referencing code instead of copying code. So let's see. Detected units. Okay, so we need to do this connection. If the body is in group, unit group enum. Enemy to string. I don't know if I should be doing that. I'm still a little on the fence. I feel like I should be caching this the string enum value somewhere, but because the fact of the matter is I need to play nice with Godot as well, so I can't just depend off of C# values, which is also why, you know, my game manager, when I'm doing like a global log message, which logs to pretty much everywhere, I have both a Godot signal and also a C# event. So it allows C# code to talk to C# and also allows Godot to talk to C# and C# to talk to Godot, if you handle both of those instances. Body is in group, blah blah blah. Then detected units, add, and that has to be a base unit. And then we can also just assume it's going to be, you know, correct. Right, because it can only ever be in that unit, or in that group, if it's a base unit. Therefore, this is a safe cast. I think. Probably. We'll see if it crashes. Or I guess errors out, not crashes. Base is in group, enemy to string, detected units, and then we need to, is it remove a specific object? Okay, so we need to find this object. Alright, so that's pretty slow, but who cares? Body, there we go. Very nice. And then we'll also need to implement public override void physics process. So yeah, we'll call the base physics process, which is pretty much all of this. And then if detected units dot count is greater than 0 and can attack, then have a few values of our floats. Min distance. Hey. What? Oh, okay. Math dot infinity. Hey. Infinity. Math f infinity. So positive infinity. Okay. So I'm actually not really sure what this what this means in terms of just float value, since it's not possible to have infinity as a float. I'm assuming it's probably just like the max value float you can have. Right, because a float is infinity is more of a concept than a concrete number, but you know, whatever. It goes counter to whatever I learned in school. For each base unit, BU in detected units, we'll do float distance is equal to math dot square roots. I'm hoping that, oh no. All right, we'll use Godot square root. The square roots of, what's the distance formula? It's x plus x1 plus x2 squared plus, or no, it's x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared, and you take the square root of that, and that's a distance formula? Yeah. Okay, so math.pow. Hold on. We'll do the square root of mathf.pow. So global position dot y minus bu global position. Did I say y? I meant x. X. And then we want the power of that, so 2 plus math.pow global position y. Oh, hello. Someone pinged me on Discord. Also, I have a Discord if you're interested in joining. And you know, we can talk about programming. We can talk about whatever. So what am I missing here? Hello. Cannot convert from double to float. Math f gives you a float. This gives you a float. Huh? This gives you... Oh, we need math f. There we go. Kind of a bizarre way of notating this, but so it goes. So that's our distance. And then if distance is less than our min distance, or min distance is equal to math f dot infinity, then our min distance is now equal to this new distance value. And then our attack position is equal to the base unit global position that we were talking about. And then we just loop through all of those values. And let's see. If attack position does not equal our position, our global position, right? And remember, our attack position is always set to the detected unit's global position. So we always try to work in global positions, right? If this is true, then we'll call this attack at position function. Attack at position, attack position. Phenomenal. Wow. Right, and that's a bool, so we can do if attack at position, then can attack is equal to false, and then attack timer dot start, oh no, just 1 for now, and let's leave a note. Oh, hello? What? Cannot convert from double to float. Oh, sorry. 1F. To do... don't hard code this. Okay, cool. And then let's also start logging stuff. My favorite. Using deployment sharp utils. Just utils, right? So we'll go game manager, GM, which is the static instance of game manager. So that's also how I, that's how I access auto loads in Godot. So in Godot you have auto loads, but then also in C#, it's just easier to access a static instance instead, which is neat. So we'll do log message attacking. So let's see. And this is probably going to be the last test, because I'm running up on time. How disappointing. I wonder what's happening, actually. So it should be running the physics process stuff. Let me see. Let's do... detected. Wait for it. Just takes a little bit. Takes a little bit. Yeah? We have detected a gargantuan amounts of units. I wonder what did the collision shapes look like? So we're turning on visible collision shapes. So let's see. Okay, yeah, I mean, there we go. Yeah, so it's detected. You can see the debug window in the bottom left here. Always nice. Also appears to be ignoring my... actually, that's weird. I don't know. They're not attacking, which is weird, right? So we can always check that here. So just move this. I know I could be using a debugger, but that's, I'm above that. I don't need debuggers. Okay, so it's not detecting it. Interesting. If body is in group, unit group enum enemy to string. Huh. Game manager. GM log message. Enemy to string. Just to make sure I'm not crazy. So let's see. Let's see. So this is right. Body is in group. Is the body in group the correct group? I don't remember if it is. It should be. You know what? It's not. What was I editing before then? That seems a bit sus. Or maybe I'm just an idiot. What was I editing before? Was I like super distracted and editing the wrong thing? It's very possible. Oh, you know what? I am an idiot. I was editing the wrong thing. Attacking. Yeah, there we go. Nice. So, I think that's gonna be it. Git add all. Git commit. Add weapons. Clean up some files. I don't know. This Git history is gonna be an absolute pain to check. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be live again on... What day is it? Is today Tuesday? I'll be live again tomorrow from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern time, working on this again. Yeah, I'll see you then. Peep the socials in the description below if you're interested in seeing any of the source code for any of the things I've written, like this little stream tool or this space tracker. That's all available on my GitHub. You can just kind of look around my GitHub profile. Join the Discord if you want. You can ask me questions about whatever. And yeah, I will see you later. Goodbye.